Good day. You all right? British hello, or how you doing is a US greeting. So yes, today I am talking about English and translation from one English to another. I'm Wendy Pease from Rapport International, where we connect you to anyone, anywhere in the world in over 200 languages, but we're talking English to English. We go live every Thursday morning at 11:30 to discuss translation trends and culture. And don't forget to ask questions either now, or if you're watching a recording of this, you can always reach out to us with your questions or any fun things you have about language and cultures. So language style is very different between the US, the UK, and Australia and Canada. They all have their own little tweaks and differences. And at Rapport International, we have done translation from one English to another to really localize the content. But I want to go into some of the words that are different. In the US, we say French fries, but in the UK and Australia, they say different words. French fries are chips in the UK. In Australia, they're called hot chips. So if you want to order your French fries when you're traveling, you got to know that. And if we're doing a translation, we need to make sure we adapt it. In the US, chips, like potato chips, those crunchy things you get out of a bag, they're called chips. In the UK, they're called crisps. And in Australia, they're the same as the US. They call them chips. In the US, we call cookies, those little small things that are sweet that you can eat a ton of them, particularly around Christmas. But in the UK and Australia, they're called biscuits. So if you want a little something sweet, you'd ask for a biscuit rather than a cookie. How about those big trucks that you see driving on the highways that move goods back and forth? In the US, we call them tractor trailers or semis. But in the UK, they call those lorries. In Australia, it's just a truck. So you got to know the difference if you want to be clear on what you're talking about. So back to cookies and sweets. In the US, we have candy. In the UK, they're called sweets. In Australia, they're called lollies. So we go to the candy store. In the UK, you go to the sweet store or your lolly store if you're in Australia. How about those things that you wear to the beach or the pool if you're going to go swimming? In the US, we call it a swimsuit. In the UK, it sounds fancier to me. They call it a swimming costume. And in Australia, they'd call it togs or swimmers or bathers. And on a side, some people in the United States will call it a bathing suit. And I just read the history around this. It was fascinating. They said before people had showers and baths in their house, they came up with these public pools where people would put on their bathing suit and they'd actually go in, and it was a way to get the population clean to avoid the stink and the transmission of disease. So you would put your bathing suit to actually go bathe. Okay, so let's go back to some food. In the US, we call them bell peppers. In the UK, they're just called peppers. In Australia, they're called capsicums. So I've never heard that word before. So I thought that was very interesting. All right, so I'm going to end with a joke. What do you say to a bird that speaks many languages? You ready for this? Polyglot a cracker. You get it? Polyglot is a person who speaks many languages. So if you enjoyed this and learning about the differences between English, go head over to our YouTube channel. If you search for Rapport International or Rapport Translations, Rapport, follow it to catch the other videos that we do. Or please share it with somebody that you know is a global marketer so they can continue to increase their trivia knowledge. So thanks so much for now. We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, or you can keep watching. And don't miss out on new posts by subscribing to our channel. And if you want to talk to Rapport International about all your translation and interpretation needs, or about growing your business into new markets, use the link below for a free 30-minute consultation.